Hi everyone, it's me Emily. Today I am on my fairy core, forest core, book inspired island, and I'm going to be doing a build all inspired by Harry Potter. I'm going to be decorating my shopping district, and I'm going to be turning it into Diagon Alley, which is the shopping district in Harry Potter. Please don't worry if you've not read the books. You definitely don't need to have for this build to still make sense, so hopefully you can enjoy. So the area I'm going to be working on today is just to the right of my next cranny, and I actually decided to move Sterling's house over here just to kind of fill out the area a little bit. For this build I wanted there to be like physical buildings there, and I like having my Able Sisters raised, so I wanted to make sure that this part still had a building. So yeah, I've put Sterling down there. He's not going to be a permanent resident on my island, but I think whoever moves into his place will be fine. I don't need any type of specific villager to come here. I'm starting straight on out with some triangular topiaries. This is one of the items I believe that they added in the 2.0 update, and I still think it is really cute. It looks nice, and it definitely gives kind of, I would say it's giving city core, like a little bit, yeah, industrial. I don't know, I like it. I think it's cool. And to be fair, this build ended up not being very forest core or fairy core, which is fine. Those themes have just happened to work for all the books I've picked so far, because also I've been mainly doing fairy tales, whereas Harry Potter isn't a fairy tale, it's like an actual book. So yeah, I ended up going with a little bit of a different vibe for this build. I actually love this pathing I used so much. So instead of using the in-game brick path, which I have going to the left, I laid down dark dirt and then used this custom design brick tile that I had, and I just think it gives a really nice kind of different atmosphere and helps separate out the two sections, because the next cranny is not going to be that inspired by Harry Potter. That's just kind of its own thing going on. And then I'm just using some of this arch tile pathway to create a little section for Sterling's house, giving him kind of a front garden type area. And this build, my main goals were just to keep it nice and kind of whimsical. All the items I picked were things I thought was a little bit weird, because it's not meant to be a typical shop. In the book, this is where Harry Potter first goes when he finds out he's a wizard, and he has to get all of his different like wizarding equipment and stuff. So yeah, it's meant to be kind of weird and wacky. I also picked blue flowers, but the blue windflowers, they have this dark center, which I think looks really cool, and it kind of helps give a little bit of, I would say, mystery to the build, just because I normally pick cute light flowers, whereas these flowers are a little bit darker, maybe like more, I don't know, just more creepy. I'm not exactly sure. I didn't have much of a plan for this build. I just kind of went with whatever felt natural. Right now I'm just grabbing out some items that I'm going to use on the stalls. So along with Sterling's house, which is meant to kind of represent one of the shops, I'm also going to put up some stalls as if there are maybe street vendors selling their wares here. And this is the food stall, so I went with a little red drink, which I thought looked a bit like a potion. And then the reason I picked this Easter bunny candy is because in the book there are chocolate frogs, and like the frogs come to life, and I thought it would be cute if maybe there's also a chocolate bunny and the bunny could come to life. I thought it would be cute. And then the next thing I'm adding on this next stall, this is going to be my fish stall. So I made it so that you can jump in between the two stalls if you like. And I don't think that there is like a specific fish stall in the books at all. Like I say, this isn't that inspired. I just kind of went with whatever I fancied, but I put down a goldfish and a bitterling. I also just chucked some seaweed on the floor because I thought it looked interesting. And then here I put down two of the zodiac animals. So I went with the dragon because right now is Year of the Dragon. And then I also went with monkey because my birth year was Year of the Monkey. I'm born in 2004, by the way. So yeah, that's kind of what I went with. Please excuse me shooting down all the balloons. I don't normally do that. Or like I try to ignore balloons normally when I'm doing builds. But right now, or when I was recording this, all of the bamboo furniture was out and like the bunny day stuff was out, so I was trying to get all of those recipes. So yeah, that's what I was going for. And then I'm placing down this archway here, and for this I have such a strong like concept. I've had this idea in my head, I would say pretty much since I started this island. So it's really important to me that I did this, which is in the book, I think it might be in the second book, I'm not sure, but in the story, he accesses Diagon Alley by going through the chimney, and it's like a weird magical thing that he jumps in a chimney and then ends up in Diagon Alley. And so I wanted to use the warp pipes, which are part of the Mario furniture set that they added. And what I'm going to do is somewhere in my house, I'm going to hide a pipe. Probably, if I can, I want to hide it behind a chimney item so that it's like from my house you can jump in. And then as you can see, I've now just placed a pipe behind this little archway thing right here, and it's pretty well hidden. Yeah, you can't really see it, so I decided to hide it back here, and the idea is that you could jump and then travel all the way from my house from the chimney and then end up in the shopping district, just like they do in the books. So yeah, that was my plan. I'm really pleased with that. I think it looks good. I'm pleased with how well I managed to hide the pipe. I was just very excited about like managing to do that. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. And right now I'm just coming through with some fencing to kind of block it off so that the only way to access it is through the pipe. Sorry, my game just glitched. But yeah, I want to make it so that you can only access it through the pipe. Literally, for the purposes of I've got to live on this island and play on this island, you can actually access a shopping district from many different ways. Like, I don't want to actually close off a shopping district because I play this game a lot in my free time, not just when I'm recording, and so I want to be able to, I don't know, still like have fun on my island without having to go to my house every time, if that makes sense. But overall, I think like it's still the concept is still there. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And now I'm just kind of filling up these little gaps. I've pretty much got down all of the main furniture I wanted, so now I'm just adding little items to kind of make this seem a bit more interesting. And I also did download custom designs for all of the Harry Potter uniforms, and I thought it would be cute to lay these out right here. I am Ravenclaw, by the way. I don't know if people know like what house they would be in. I'm self-diagnosed Ravenclaw, I would say. I've never done like the test or anything, but I just feel like I would be Ravenclaw. I'm actually, not to be that person, but I feel like I'm not that into Harry Potter, even though I'm just doing a build on it right now. I've only read it like when I was younger, but I think it's still a cool book. It's just like not something that I've read all that recently. There is a plane taking off where I live. If you can hear that, I apologize. But I know like there's a museum or something, because I'm in London and I see it sometimes. Like I don't know what it is, but it's like a big Harry Potter thing it might be in Leicester Square. It's near where the Pineapple Dance Studios are, because that's where I've seen it. It's like on my way to Pineapple. But yeah, anyways, just coming through, adding all these little details to kind of fill out the build a little bit. Some street lamps. I did lay down a little bit of pathing right here as well. Just trying to keep everything interesting. I don't know. This build, it felt when I was doing it a little bit out of place on my island, just because I'm so used to doing very either fairy core, so very light, or like dark and heavy forest core with loads of trees kind of looming over you. Whereas this was just a nice open, like I say, almost city core build. But yeah, I did my best with it. And I'm also grabbing some bamboo, which is different for me. I normally go with just the regular either hardwood or cedar trees. I don't use bamboo all that much on my island, but I did think it would be fun to come through and add that again, just for like something a little bit different. Plus, I would say bamboo is the most magical tree in game, if I had to pick one. Just because like you plant it and then suddenly it grows more bamboo around it, which is super cool. This one I'm chopping down because I really like how the bamboo stumps look, so I decided to leave it just as that little bamboo stump. A little book code, a few more custom designs just to really help fill out some of these blank spaces. And I'm gonna come through and put down this other flower right here. Nice. So yeah, I think with this last code, we are done. So let me take you on the final walkthrough of this area. So imagine that this pipe was hidden in my house somewhere. Right now it's just here so that I can demonstrate, but imagine that this was in my house. You would come up and you would find it and then jump on in, and hopefully it's gonna work and I end up coming through super perfectly. You land right through here. Suddenly you're in kind of Harry Potter world. You've got these costumes, you've got this little store, you've got this house. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how this build turned out. Even though it was a bit different for me and it was a bit tricky, I did my very best, and I hope you all enjoyed too. With that, let me just thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.